The world can definitely be substantially impacted by the intelligence and selflessness of the Sigma INFJ. What then is the world like under the dominion of a Sigma INFJ? Here are 8 scenarios in which a Sigma INFJ would govern the world. 8. Social systems that put people's well-being first exist. Policies that address inequality and improve underprivileged communities would be a manifestation of the Sigma INFJ's dedication to social justice and empathy. To create a society where everyone can succeed, a heavy emphasis on access to healthcare, education, and essentials would be essential. Education would change, emphasizing holistic personal development in addition to academic success. The goal would be to raise knowledgeable, emotionally intelligent, and socially conscious people. Creativity, critical thinking, and a sense of social duty would all be promoted by the educational system. Environments at work would be planned to support workers' well-being. Leadership from a Sigma INFJ would probably favor equitable pay, manageable hours, and encouraging work environments. A more balanced and satisfying work life would be fostered by taking employee mental health and work-life balance into account. 7. Progressive laws. A leadership style of a Sigma INFJ would prioritize inclusivity, guaranteeing that policies are developed with a strong understanding of the many demands and backgrounds of stakeholders. As someone who understands the significance of protecting the environment, environmental sustainability would be a primary concern. Policies supporting conservation efforts, eco-friendly activities, and renewable energy would probably be implemented in a world inhabited by Sigma INFJs. Building a sustainable future for future generations would be the aim. Technology and innovation would be used to propel advancement. The innovative outlook of the Sigma INFJ would promote the creation and uptake of cutting-edge technologies that improve efficiency, raise standards of living, and tackle global issues. The educational system would change to meet the needs of a world that is changing quickly. Progressive policies would place a strong emphasis on fostering critical thinking, innovation, and adaptability as well as academic performance. People would be better equipped to prosper in a dynamic and linked global environment thanks to the education system. 6. Issues are interconnected. Policies and efforts under Sigma INFJ's rule would address fundamental causes rather than surface-level symptoms, and would entail a thorough examination of the elements that contribute to societal difficulties. Whether it's environmental problems, poverty, or inequality, the emphasis would be on identifying the underlying causes and putting up solutions that result in long-lasting, systematic change. We would approach social issues like unfairness and discrimination holistically rather than focusing only on band-aid solutions. As a leader, Sigma INFJ would have to deal with the deeply embedded systems that support these problems. By destroying systemic biases, this strategy seeks to build a society that values inclusivity and true equality. 5. Diplomacy and international cooperation. A proactive attitude to conflict resolution would characterize international relations. The leaders of Sigma INFJ would put forth great effort to settle conflicts and advance international understanding because they valued peace and harmony. Diplomatic efforts would look for solutions that are advantageous to all sides and try to stop disputes before they get out of hand. In this environment, multilateral organizations and alliances would be extremely important. The leadership of the Sigma INFJ would actively collaborate with foreign groups to address global concerns as a group. These leaders would understand how critical it is to collaborate on issues like economic stability, public health emergencies, and climate change. Global collaboration would be based on humanitarian endeavors. Empathic leaders of Sigma INFJ would promote worldwide assistance and support for areas experiencing disasters. Globally, cooperative projects would be put into place to deal with problems like natural disasters, poverty, and the displacement of refugees. Fairness and reciprocity would be the guiding principles of commerce and economic ties. The governance of Sigma INFJ would support international trade agreements that advance economic development for all member states, as opposed to isolationist approaches. The focus would be on establishing a global economic environment that encourages wealth and collaboration. It won't be difficult for the Sigma INFJ to work with diverse leaders because of their resilience and adaptability. Do you also have a strong belief in diplomacy as a Sigma INFJ? Education and mental health are given priority in policies and initiatives for. Under Sigma INFJ's leadership, programs would guarantee that everyone, regardless of financial situation, had access to education. The goal is to establish a society in which each person is given the chance to use education to reach their full potential. Healthcare policy would incorporate comprehensive support services and destigmatize mental health. The leaders of Sigma INFJ will promote mental health awareness and give priority to easily accessible mental health services by appreciating emotional well-being. The intention is to establish a society that values and promotes mental health on par with physical health. It would be recommended for organizations and workplaces to have policies that support mental health. The governance of a Sigma INFJ would acknowledge the positive effects of a supporting workplace on people's mental health, which would result in work-life balance, stress management, and the establishment of psychologically healthy spaces being given first priority. Whether dealing with public health catastrophes or natural disasters, crisis response strategies would incorporate mental health care. The leadership of Sigma INFJ would put the impacted population's emotional health first, understanding the long-term impacts on mental health. 3. The care of the environment. The leadership of the Sigma INFJ would place a high priority on switching to environmentally friendly and sustainable energy sources, understanding how important it is to lessen dependency on fossil fuels in order to slow down climate change. Vast and extensive conservation measures would be made. Policies to safeguard biodiversity, maintain natural habitats, and stop the loss of essential resources would be implemented in the world of a Sigma INFJ. The focus would be on striking a harmonic balance between leisure activities and human activity and the environment. A crucial component would be international cooperation on environmental challenges. The leaders of Sigma INFJ would collaborate with international partners to address common issues caused by humans, such as pollution, deforestation, and climate change, in order to foster collective accountability and cooperative solutions that cross national boundaries. Diplomatic efforts would be made. Global curriculum would incorporate instruction on sustainability and environmental consciousness. The governance of a Sigma INFJ would place a high value on cultivating a worldwide populace that is profoundly aware of ecological interdependence. Individuals, communities, and industries would be motivated to adopt environmentally sensitive activities by this knowledge. How else can you share your profound love of nature as a Sigma INFJ? Have you put policies in place to encourage sustainability? 2. Ethical and transparent governance. Decision-making and governmental procedures would be carried out in a very transparent manner. Under the direction of a Sigma INFJ, the public would have easy access to information that would enable them to comprehend the reasoning behind laws and the processes of decision-making that impact their daily lives. Standards of ethics would be respected at all governmental levels. Leaders that possess the personality type of Sigma INFJ would foster a high sense of moral responsibility among their colleagues, effectively inhibiting unethical and corrupt actions. Policies would be created with the greater good in mind, without regard to ulterior motives or self-interest. Participation from the public would be highly appreciated. The government of a Sigma INFJ would welcome public involvement, value diversity of opinion, and promote inclusivity. Participatory decision-making procedures would represent the views of the people as a whole. Strong and stringent anti-corruption measures would be implemented. The leaders of Sigma INFJ would put laws in place to prevent corruption and make sure that public funds are used for the good of the public rather than private gain. Protections for whistleblowers would be in place to promote the reporting of unethical behavior. 1. Encouragement of inclusion and diversity. Diversity would not be seen as a challenge, but rather as something to be embraced and valued. The governance of a Sigma INFJ would actively work to remove obstacles that restrict opportunities on the basis of socioeconomic status, gender, race, and ethnicity. Policies would be created to guarantee that everyone had equal access to opportunities for work, education, and other pursuits. Institutions and workplaces would be encouraged to be inclusive spaces. The leaders of Sigma INFJ would support laws that promote an environment of respect and acceptance. This entails fostering diversity in hiring and implementation procedures in the workplace, offering equal opportunities for professional progression, and removing institutionalized biases in organizational structures. Since Sigma INFJ's leadership would support educational institutions that promote tolerance, acceptance, and appreciation for other perspectives, education would play a critical role in creating inclusivity. Future generations would feel more united and understanding of one another as a result of the curriculum, which would highlight the achievements of people from different backgrounds. Have you developed anti-discrimination measures as a Sigma INFJ? Sigma INFJs have the capacity to end prejudice, enact progressive laws, and have a lasting impact on communities as caring and transformative leaders. As a Sigma INFJ, do you have the courage to initiate this change?